Start.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, a very warm welcome to all of you on our live session today on hair wellness. I'm Deepti Diwan, your host for today, and today, once again, we shall be talking about hair care in winter. Our hair is our crowning glory. It symbolizes personality and tells people so much about us. So having strong and healthy hair can indeed boost our confidence. And it's very important to protect our hair and keep it looking gorgeous at all times in all seasons. So this winter, ladies and gentlemen, let's care about our hair from the roots to the ends. And today we have the opportunity to engage in a conversation with consultant dermatologist Dr. Anita Baruah. Dr. Anita Baruah is an MBBS, MD in dermatology and venerology, GMC. Dr. Baruah has an ideal fellowship from AIIMS New Delhi. She has worked in various medical colleges of Assam. She's currently Senior Consultant Dermatologist, Nemcare Hospital, Guwahati. She has been Vice President of Northeast IADVL, Past President of Guwahati City Chapter, NEI-ADVL. She has also been Organizational Secretary of QTCON Northeastern States 2009 and 2016. Baruah was the Treasurer, All India Leprosy Conference 2002, and the Treasurer of All India Clinical Dermatology Meet 2016 and Chairperson ACS 2021 Guwahati. Dr. Baruah has also chaired many sessions in regional, national, and international conferences. Welcome, Dr. Baruah. Thank you so much for taking out your valuable time for our viewers.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you so much. Doctor, our viewers are so looking forward to this session today. And आज हम बात करेंगे hair care के बारे में. So, doctor, please tell us, one of the most common conditions people face during winter is that of dandruff. So, could you please tell us what exactly is dandruff?
Dandruff is basically a physiological condition that almost all of us having. It may be a very minor one, like very minimal one, or some may have a very severe form. It's mostly a physiological one. Only thing is, whenever it causes an inflammation or any infection, then only we need serious treatment. Otherwise, little cleanliness is more effective for dandruff.
Okay. And doctor, generally people who suffer from dandruff, they're always scared of the winter season. So is there any relation between the two, and what is the relation between winter and dandruff?
Definitely there is a relation, because in winter, like all the skins dries up, the scalp skin also gets dries up. And because of this dryness, there is increased flakiness or scalings on the scalp, which causes this dandruff, this dandruff to be more during winter. So there is definitely a relation in the seasonal relation is there.
Okay. Thank you, doctor. And doctor, what is the difference between dandruff and this term that we have heard of, seborrheic dermatitis? So could you please tell us the difference between the two?
Okay, when we say dandruff, as I said, this is normally is a physiological thing, and it may be associated with itching. Normally, this is not very much, and it usually is confined to these areas of the scalp. It doesn't go beyond the scalp area. But while we say about seborrheic dermatitis, this is a condition where there is inflammation of the skin. So when there is inflammation of the skin, of the scalp area associated with this dandruff, we call it a seborrheic dermatitis. And this is because of some bacterial or fungal infection, which is developed over and above the dandruff. So whenever there is any inflammation or any infection of the skin related to dandruff, we call it a seborrheic dermatitis.
Okay. Doctor, could you please elaborate a little more on this? So as a lay person, how do I know that I'm suffering? If I have dandruff, like some flaking and some itchiness, how do I know that it's reached seborrheic dermatitis, or if it's still dandruff?
Like I said, dandruff is a physiological condition. Almost all of us are having from very minor to very severe degree. So whenever there is increased sebum production, means those who are having increased oiliness of the skin, these people are very predominant for development of the dandruff, because there is the pores gets blocked, and moreover, if the patient again applies oil over that area, there is overproduction of the sebum, which causes the dandruff. So as I said, it is confined only to this scalp area. It's not goes beyond the scalp margin, and this is not that much itchy. But whenever we have, we call it seborrheic dermatitis, then this dandruff becomes more, there is irritation becomes more, and it increases beyond the scalp margin, like we might have it in the forehead area, this nasolabial fold, even in the retroauricular area, or upper eyelid, our eyebrows. And the scalings are also become more. This minimal scales, it becomes hipped up on the scalp. So whenever there is, the scales become more in nature, associated with itching and inflammation, and sometimes some small pustules or papules formation on the scalp, we can call it a seborrheic dermatitis.
Well, thank you for that, doctor. And doctor, what are the external factors associated in causing dandruff? Like some people notice that probably too much shampooing, sometimes causes
Yes,
dandruff. So what are the other
yes.
external factors that can lead to dandruff?
Though dandruff is mostly it's an internal origin. Those who are having dandruff is genetically predetermined, like whoever having increased sebum production almost have this dandruff. But the external factors are equally important, like overexposure to sunlight, or over doing up shampoos, like very frequently doing shampoos, or over combing of hair, like some people has the habit of combing frequently, or like if you apply some cosmetic products which is more oily in nature, because those people are already having more sebum production, or sometimes like application of some cosmetics or some product which we use for this our hair, like doing chemical coloring or curling or straightening, those can lead to increased dandruff formation.
Okay. And doctor, could you please tell us something about the etiology of dandruff?
Okay. Dandruff is mostly because of this increased proliferation of the cell. Those cells, we normally have a 28-day cycle of the cell turnover. When there is increased proliferation, the cells remain there. It doesn't get filled up, so the dandruff is there. And whenever this scale production is more, and then some bacteria like Propionibacterium acne, or some fungal infections like Malassezia farfar, this acts upon the scales, and that lead to this dandruff or the seborrheic dermatitis.
Okay. Doctor, could you please elaborate a little more on the role of microorganisms in dandruff?
Yeah, there is definitely a role of microorganism. As I said, Propionibacterium acne, which also causes this acne formation. Those who are having increased sebum production, those person are having more of this Propionibacterium acne. These bacteria mostly they remain as a common cell in our body, like Malassezia, then Propionibacterium acne, and then some staphylococcal organism. They remain as a common cell. But whenever the number increases more than the as common cell, then that might lead to this dandruff formation.
Okay. Thank you, doctor. Doctor, what is the connection between dandruff and hair loss? Or is there a connection? Because generally people who suffer from dandruff, they often complain that they're losing a lot of hair. So is there a
Yeah,
connection between the two?
yeah, there is definitely a connection. Whenever there is dandruff, there is a possibility of hair loss. Mostly what happens, the dandruff gets tangled on this end of the hair. Then if it not cleared properly, then it might lead to hair fall. And the telogen effluvium, which is a name for a hair loss mostly, people might have this telogen effluvium associated with this dandruff. And also mostly in cases of androgenetic alopecia, like those young male who are having loss of hair mostly in the frontal and the parietal region, this is always associated with dandruff formation.
Okay. So, doctor, how much hair loss is considered normal on a day-to-day basis, considering that practically everyone loses hair nowadays? What is the cause for worry? Like, what
Yeah,
is the number?
because yeah, we say like we have 1 lakh of hair on our scalp on an average. So 10% of hair is sorry, always under falling stage. So in 1 lakh of hair, up to 40 to 100 normal. If there is loss, then we say it is a normal. No need to worry if you lose hair daily up 40 to 100. But it's not like that. This hair fall remains throughout the year. It's same. Sometimes in the winter season it becomes more, or after like you have suffered from some illness, then you are having some form of hair loss, then it's not, you don't have to worry, it will come back. But if this hair loss is on a regular basis, if you are having more than 100 losses daily, and it's not growing as in proportion to your hair loss, then we call it definitely we ask for a treatment.
Okay. Sure. Thank you, doctor. And doctor, now that we have discussed dandruff, the causes in so much detail, could you please tell us about the treatment options for dandruff?
Yeah, definitely. First one is you have to treat the cause. Like as I say, there is a susceptibility of fungal infection is there for causing of the dandruff. So we need a very good antifungal treatment. And then cleanliness is there, and this conditioning effect for conditioner, we also need a conditioner of the hair so it doesn't have this frizziness or drying effect. So there are many products, antifungal products are available nowadays. Very good products are there. Very good shampoos are there. Almost so many medicated shampoos are available nowadays. Uh, if it is very milder form, then we ask for only shampooing of the hair. Like if it becomes severe, then we have to ask for another topical application, overnight application, or apply it for some time, then wash it off. And if this is not treated even with these shampoos and lotion, then we definitely go for systemic therapy.
Okay. So, doctor, the treatment options that we have for dandruff, be it the shampoos or be it the topical lotions, how safe are these for long-term use?
These are very safe. This is now, as I said, these pharmaceutical companies have brought up many shampoos which has this all those antifungal agents or whatever pharmaceutical products required for the shampoos. There are equally, they have added many conditioning effect also, and those do not harm your hair. So like till you have dandruff, you can use this continuously. Once you have, there is no problem of dandruff or your doctor asks you to stop, then you can stop and go for a normal shampooing of the hair.
Okay. Sure. And doctor, is there any particular way that we must use these shampoos or creams? Like, for example, even using the shampoo, is there any time duration that we need to leave it on for, or the frequency that makes it more effective?
Normally, we ask for to wash the hair twice weekly as a normally. But if your dandruff is more, then you can go for even for a daily washing of hair is not that harmful. And while shampooing, you can massage with the water, make it a good lather formation. You can wait for 3 to 5 minutes and wash it off. Now, no need to do a conditioner because there are inbuilt conditioner in those shampoos. You don't require a conditioner normally in cases of dandruff, because dandruff, as I said, there are increased oiliness on the scalp. So don't use any conditioner, those having dandruff, because those shampoos are very good. And even daily shampooing is not bad for dandruff if the shampoos are very mild. But a harsh, there are few shampoos, those are little harsh, they might affect the hairs. Those shampoos you can have alternate day or twice weekly. And those lotion, there are some anti-dandruff lotions are available now. It is very good anti-dandruff lotion. We ask to apply for the overnight, like you apply on the scalp, keep it overnight. The next day you can wash it off with anti-dandruff shampoo.
Okay, sure. Thank you, doctor. With that, we come to the end of all our questions. Now, let's take a look at the questions from our viewers and see if they have any queries that we would like to ask. Doctor, our viewer would like to know, is dandruff contagious? Does it spread easily among people, like, for example, family members?
Yeah, as such, dandruff is not contagious, but the thing is, dandruff has a causative organism of Malassezia or Propionibacterium acne. So if you share your comb, then sometimes this comb might transfer the organism from one person to another. In that case, it may be contagious. Otherwise, as such, as a disease, this is not contagious.
Okay. But it's always better to take care of hygiene and
Yeah,
perhaps not share
yeah.
combs or towels.
Hygiene is very important, and never share your combs and towels or any hair products with another person. It's better not to use.
Okay. Thank you, doctor. And doctor, any hair mask that could help in clearing of dandruff?
As a doctor, we have no idea about hair mask, but we give anti-dandruff shampoo and anti-dandruff lotion.
Okay.
You can keep it the anti-dandruff lotion overnight, but I do not have any idea about hair mask.
Certainly, doctor. Thank you. And doctor, how to prevent dry scalp? Since that is the main cause of dandruff, that's where it starts. How can
Yeah.
one prevent that?
If your scalp is genuinely dry, then you can put oil overnight. Then you can wash it up next day. But don't keep the oil for a very long time, because oiliness against it blocks the hair follicle. Wherever there will be clog formation with the scales in the hair follicle, in the hair pores. It will be blocked, and again this blockage will lead to formation of this small pustules like acneiform eruptions, which will be again infected with Propionibacterium acne. So we generally ask not to apply oil for the people who are having dandruff, but who are having dry scalp, they can apply the oil overnight, then wash it off in the next day.
Okay, sure. Thank you, doctor. And doctor, a viewer would like to know if hair dyeing can lead to dandruff, coloring of hair, if
Yeah.
that can lead to dandruff.
As such, it doesn't lead to dandruff formation. But those who are allergic to hair dye, they may have some contact dermatitis. Only those person who are having allergic. Otherwise, that a normal person can do hair dye. There is no such issues. Like it will not increase any dandruff formation if we apply a good product of hair dye, of course.
Okay. So then how do you come to know if it's going to suit you or not? You do a test before that?
Yeah.
Like
Before
contact
applying it.
dermatitis is...
Yeah. Before applying a hair dye, it's a must that you should apply the dye on your other parts of the body, like your forearm or in the thigh. Keep it for 5 to 10 minutes. See if there is any reaction. If there is no reaction, then you can use it normally. There is no worry.
Okay. Thank you, doctor. And should we wash our hair every day if we have dandruff?
Yeah. Like if you go out daily, if you walk outside, there is overexposure to dust and humidity, then it's better to wash your hair every day.
Okay. And doctor, any particular diet that can help cure dandruff or take better care of your hair when you have dandruff?
There is, as such, there is no dietary restrictions or no such diet that will dandruff will be prevented. But I must say, like you take sufficient amount of fresh fruits and vegetables, keep you well hydrated, take plenty of fluids. It will help normally. Like this, it's not that it will help only for the dandruff, for your overall well-being.
Okay. And how about any supplements like vitamins, minerals?
Yeah.
Anything that you generally prescribe during dandruff?
For dandruff, as such, we do not prescribe any vitamin, but if there is associated hair loss, then we go for biotin, or sometimes we go for multivitamin and multimineral capsules.
Okay. That is if you're losing hair when you have dandruff.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, doctor. And exercise, will it help a person who has dandruff?
Exercise will not help for a dandruff, but exercise will lead to oversweating, which should be cleaned out properly. After doing exercise, if you do a very hard work exercise, then definitely there will be increase in sweating, and your scalp will be wet. Then it is important that you clean your hair thoroughly, you shampoo your hair thoroughly after doing exercise. As such, exercise helps in overall well-being of the body. So definitely it has some effect, but for dandruff, it's not like that exercise will help in curing a dandruff.
Okay. Thank you, doctor. And doctor, our viewer would like to know if babies can get dandruff.
Yeah. Like most of the babies, it's seborrheic dermatitis, which is not dandruff, because in babies, the sebaceous gland, usually it gets developed only after puberty. So normally babies do not have this sebaceous gland, so there is very unlikely to have this dandruff. But the breastfeeding babies, they get little hormone from their mother's milk. So in those babies, sometimes they have this seborrheic dermatitis. This is stuck on, it's very harsh amount of scales are stuck on the scalp. We call it cradle cap. And this is a very, like, it's not very comfortable to the baby. It's stuck up like a muddy dander type. So it's need proper treatment. And the parents should be advised not to apply any outside oil on those babies. And it should be a daily shampooed and with a very anti-dandruff shampoo and with a topical application of antifungal lotion is must for those babies.
Thank you so much, doctor. And with that, we come to the end of all our questions. We thank you once again for your valuable time and for that very insightful and informative talk. I'm sure our viewers are very happy with all the answers. And indeed, it was a delight to have you join us, doctor.
Thank you so much. Love to interact with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, doctor.
Thank you.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we come to the end of another session on taking care of your hair this winter. We'll be back with more sessions soon. Until then, do take good care of yourselves and your hair especially. Thank you so much. This is your host, Deepti Diwan, signing off.